All right. So R1E is a team that I am very familiar with. I have played against, played with, casted, all sorts of things. I do see some names on the side of Anomaly that I am familiar with as well. So this will be very interesting. I hopefully have enough drink to get me through this game because I feel like I don't. All right, R1E did pick this map, Dragonshire. It's one of their favorites from personal experience. Yeah, I wondered too. I'm like, am I gonna first person cast this? I mean, I first person cast my own games essentially. Make sure I did all of the caster things because let's see, I claimed the game. We have this poor excuse for an overlay here. Eldor, you gotta help me. I need you to help me set it up again. I've set it up like 12 times. Every time I change a computer or reformat a computer or whatever, I have to set it all up again, and I'm so lazy. Tassadar ban from Anomaly. I do wish, I know why they don't. I do wish on the Observer that you could see what everyone's picking. It would be cool to kind of see what the themes are thinking, but also I get it. It would be the sudden pick is also. This is a lot of damage being banned early on. We have a Falstad, we have a Kael'thas. Those are targeted at Waniba, I'm going to assume. And then a standard Joe ban. There we go. Something normal. All right. First pick on the side of Anomalies going to go to my score and team stuff is very off center. I gotta clean that up. Stukov first pick. One of Waniba's, when she's healing anyway, favorite heroes. Actually, I don't know what she's doing anymore. I don't know. Shadow's been in the off lane. Shadow's been damaged. Shadow's been heals. I don't know what we're getting. Shadow is off lane. So we got first pick, Blaze, Waniba, Tyrande, another favorite of hers. Lots of CC already starting out for R1E. Let's see if we get the tried and true variant Stukov from Anomaly. I keep wanting to call them Velocity, not sure why. Anubarak, Greymane. Good setup for Stukov Puddle. Good follow up from Greymane. Very strong 3-man for Dragonshire looking so far. The question is, do they rotate as 4? Or do they plant someone in the bottom and run a 1-3-1? Second round bans, starting with R1E. Lee Auric. That would lead me to believe they might potentially run a 1-4 on the side of Anomaly, and R1E says, nah, I don't want to deal with that. Yep, I know they've been trying to figure out what works best for them. I think they may have found it here in this particular setup, but we'll see what it looks like tonight. God, I cannot get these numbers lined up perfectly. It's going to bother me so much. There we go. That's decent. That works. And then a variant ban. So the hero I thought they were going to take, they end up removing from R1E's list of options. Very nice. Rock coaches everyone. Rock coached one of my teams at one point. And funny enough, I actually did a review for his team a week or two ago. So it's kind of cool to be able to trade information and input and opinions. Currently picked up by R1E. I think that's one of Zad's specialists, but looks like they are going to go ahead and run a Chromie anchor with a 1-3-1. I do love fun facts. Welcome to the stream, Trench. Is that Tebby in disguise? Oh yeah, he's a very what's the word? Slippery little guy. Sonya Jaina, so lots of blow up, lots of wave clear, and then Phoenix last pick by Vacuity. Don't see that one too often. I will say I prefer Anomaly's team quite a bit here. I'm gonna run and get a drink real quick, and we'll be ready for game number 1 between Div C, C West, Roll One Esports versus Anomaly. And we are back just in time to see these teams load in. We're going to go ahead and pull up our teams on the side of Roll One Esports. The blue side, we have Rock Your World on ETC, Shadow Leaves on Blaze, Waniba on Tyrande, Vacuity on Phoenix, and Zad on Chromie. And on the side of Anomaly, the red team, we got Harkin on Greymane, Tauros on Jaina, Mosley on Sonya, Tebby Bear 33 on Stukov, Moose Cannons on Anubarak. Another fun fact, I actually used to play with Tebby Bear long time ago. I ran a team, I actually ran a community called Lost in Translation, and I had a heroes team with him and a handful of others. That was back in the time of Raven, where Raven was not a very fun individual, so... So, got the little bit of poke going on in the middle. Let's see, we've got advanced targeting, I believe, from Phoenix. I believe it's the name of that talent. Yep. So he's stacking. Gonna go camps right away by Anomaly. Globes for ETC, pretty standard for everything else. We have Q Jaina 1. That's an interesting decision. Not seen that one very often. Everything else looks pretty standard, though. Fetid is not, as far as I'm concerned, but especially with the amount of lockdown and blow up they have, I would definitely expect puddle build from the Stukov. Yeah, that's my thought too. Red team has really good execution, a really easy execution to just blow up anybody they want. There they go. They're gonna go ahead and go in, but No's Sunspot is a little bit late, but they do get a ton of damage onto Phoenix for first blood. Wait, Moose is tanking. I do not know what their normal setup is, but definitely looks like that's the current setup. Mosley getting a little bit of a 1v1 advantage over Shadow Leaves. Shadow Leaves low on health and mana. Gonna give probably full control over both points, at least for the moment, to Anomaly. Alright. Well, we have a lull in the action. Now that I have this up, I can fix our score here. Put this up here. Put that over there. Let's rotate up here, because there's a massive rotation going on in the off lane. Good follow-up. Stuns. Gets the second kill on the offlaner. This is the MO of R1E. They will rotate to your offlaner and make them sad that they exist. That kill does give them a little bit of an experience lead. Good push going into their wall. They should be able to pick up the majority of this, if not all of it. I missed one. Not terrible. Okay, I think that score looks a little bit better. Alright, so Anomaly opting for bot camp. 2 vision skills. Go and check that. Zad looking to potentially check a bush. Camp finished. That's fine. See what the offlane looks like. Shadow, again, looking worse for wear, but see how that shakes out. I do agree Anomaly sieging is probably going to work out pretty well for them. But sieging into a Chromie can be problematic at the best of times. Cutie eating a ton of damage again. Alright, So how's it going up here? I do expect that Sonya's probably going to win this 1v1, so Arwini will have to regularly rotate up top if they're not going to take the 4v4. Grab the camp. Neither team putting much prio on their on their bruiser camp. Romy sitting bot. So here's the different styles between these two. You got the 4-man rotating together versus the 3-man or 2-man. I'm assuming the rotating is 3. Yeah, so they're rotating 3 up to the offlane. We'll check on that here in just a moment. Zad just has to step down on this when they have the opportunity. Honestly, it does look like they went ahead and scoped it out. They did get the nice long-range stun, but fortunately Roxy go down. Did they go ahead and pick up the kill otherwise? But okay. Zeta Vacuity might pay for this, but the other part is the Taurus is stepping up to go ahead and grab this objective, and I think gets it just barely before they cap it top. So 1 for 1, but Dragon goes in favor of Anomaly, which I think is just doubly in their favor due to all the seeds they have. So first seed, or first fort should probably go down here. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the only ranged Greyman siege in this, but it worked out. When he gets kicked, looking to go ahead and try and get somebody, but his team's not quite ready to follow up on him. Meanwhile, take a look at talents real quick. We do have Sling Sands from me. Shadow's out here in the open, tries to dive away. He's not going to be able to get it. Gets silenced, and with Sonya rotating down, it is a dead Blaze middle. Will give a significant advantage to Anomaly to push them to level 10s. They're invading 43. They can do that. They will get 10s on this as well, and possibly looking to kill after that. So Harmony has decided, nope, we're gonna walk away. Not ideal. Now, the spot lane becomes a problem because Chromie cannot hold this as well. At least definitely can't hold it out in lane anymore, so they have to let it push in so they can get siege, which can kind of potentially work out well to deny soak to the other team, but it's definitely not the most fun way to play. Harmony ready to go ahead and pick up that talents here in a moment. We have Curse Bullet, Ring of Frost, Elite, Flailing Swipe, and Cocoon for Anomaly. Level 10s also being picked up by Harmony. We do have Meme Beam, Slowing Sands, we already talked about that one, Starfall, Bunker, and Punch. So I said right here. So ideally you freeze this and you just let it push to your wall, deny them soak. But they also don't want to just have bot lane be a perpetual issue. Good reaction time by Mosley getting out. This actually might give them the opportunity to go ahead and counter engage back here. They do have 5. Good stun into Mosh. Mosh just doesn't get canceled. Laser goes out. Leap goes out. Neither gets a kill. The Cocoon goes out on Waniba. So we trade 4 ults for 3. And quite a bit of damage. So actually kind of went in Arwini's favor, maybe? Maybe not. Rock sliding into home base on the point. Noob a little bit not in a great spot. Gonna go ahead and get focused down here. Lots of CC goings out to stop people, but it doesn't really matter. So takedown, resets, Acuities, teleport. So yeah, they do use that aggressively, but doesn't really do much. Wow, Shadow and Sonya are wailing on each other again. Oh, Chromie is not in a good place. Slide, we get decent follow-up, but actually secure the kill on him if they don't get a heals out from rolls away just in time. Thick skin, so no sword stealth. So it works out. So Shadow. Gotta be careful. Well, Mozzy's gotta be careful. They're gonna go ahead and rotate up, so Arwini just continues to go. They do force a leap, so a little bit of a win for them. Meanwhile, 13 advantage momentarily for Anomaly. I'm gonna do this real quick. Oh god, no, that will take up so much space. Alright, never mind. Oh, oops. And I'm not paying attention. So Arwen goes and ganks offlane for the 36,000th time this game. Might secure themselves a fort in the meantime. Anomaly responds by taking the opponent's siege camp and neutral bruisers. God, so much happened while I was looking at messing with my machine overlay. I won't do that again. Blaze getting value. They didn't opt to finish this, so we're going to go ahead and defend. There's a lot pushing bottom, so it's probably the way to go. That's a decision. Yeah, I guess it's not a terrible good. I don't have that all available for a team fight, which they're actively looking for. Do trade 1 ult for 2. Looks like leap. Oh no, leap went out top. Shadow's a little bit deep. Mostly went ahead and grabbed the leap. Shadow just barely able to get away. Oh my god. How much health do we got on him? Somewhere under 500. Shadow, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't do it. All right. So, with Beetles, the potential to dive is there. Wall's still up though, so not super viable. I'm gonna go ahead and opt to get their camp. They are almost a full level ahead. 3/4 of a level roughly. Arwen's taking a decent advantage mid. So, we'll see how this goes on. It does look like Anomaly has the ability to just... They do have the opportunity to just take one decisive team fight late game. But is a lot harder for them to pull off compared to what Anomaly's got here. Anomaly back top. Sonny's like, no, absolutely not. Screw you, I'm going elsewhere. Screw you guys, I'm going him. Even though home is the top lane. There's 4 Greymanes hanging up bottom. Anomaly does need to be aware of the potential to get engaged on pre-16, which is what Arwen's going for. They're going to go ahead and throw the Cocoon onto ETC, which gives them enough time to walk away. Miles is going to go ahead and just back. Be just fine. So 16 is probably going to be secured pretty easily by Anomaly. Well, they won Dragon Knight so far. I do like that both teams have rotated really well and not given Dragon Knights too much. Do have 16's advantage for Anomaly. Arwen not quite wanting to commit to anything without 16's, which is the play. So Anomaly decided, all right, we'll just take bottom. Now, do we get a 16-16 fight? It's going to be a matter of who bush camps the best. But Darwin having 2 forts down to none, it's kind of up to Anomaly to really set up properly, because Arwen is on a little bit of a timer right now, which will give Anomaly the opportunity to go ahead and look to cap top. As soon as our Phoenix shows bottom, she's going to go bot, and we continue the merry-go-round. You guys ready for a 40-minute Dragonshire? I am. Alright, hold on. I'm going to do a thing. Let's do a prediction. Alright, so let's see. I don't know how to change the existing prediction. Somebody that's better than me at this, help me. Got a on my way ping, so somebody's looking for something here. Trying for Mosley, weren't quite able to get it. A little bit of poke gonna come out by Chromie. We are 5 top for both. Push in on R1E is going to be a potential problem. They do have both objectives, though, so they do have the opportunity to potentially force an engage, as long as this doesn't get too sketchy. I'm We go ahead and most likely look to secure top. So they at least have a little bit of an advantage top. Sharonda cannot heal through, but yeah, absolutely not. I love Sharonda so much, but her lack of healing that outside of like dealing with poke damage is atrocious. That's not what I want to do. Let's try that again. Guys, I'm bad at this. I tell you that every time I do it. All right. Oh, Aroni going deep. 3-man mosh. All the buttons coming out. Jaina, unfortunately, dropping all sorts of damage back onto Aroni in there. Actually taking more damage than they're able to dish out. 2 for 1 so far. Bunker out. Let's see if they can get Shadow. Shadow is immensely low. They're going to go ahead and pick him up as well. And Maniba, go ahead and heal herself as best she can. Stunned. I don't think they can get away. That is a 4 for 1 in favor of Anomaly. Meanwhile, Camp being pushed into bot lane. This should give Anomaly potentially free push and most definitely a free dragon. Moose is like, nah, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go even deeper. Somebody call Leo. They're going deeper. That might be too. Oh, good slide, good follow-up. That's a huge pickup for Aroni. Gives him a little bit of a breathing room to clear up the dragon. The dragon end spot keep for sure. Drawing a blank on the movie I just referenced. I know the movie, I just can't think what it's called. Inception, that one. Jaina might be sacrificed. Oh no, get it! Secure it! You're gonna die anyway! Oh, that's unfortunate. 3-man ring, but no keep, unfortunately, what we got left on that. 261. That was 20s. The decision to leave was unfortunate, but again, Aroni now has quite a bit of time with 2 dead on the side of Anomaly to go ahead and pick up some things on the side of the opponent's team. They do need to get somebody in these lanes picking up this soak, though, because they desperately need to get 20s. So top siege, or top bruiser is going to push. Blaze will need to answer that sooner or later. Oh, Aroni looking for a fight on the enemy side. They are not. They don't have 20s. This is all bad for Aroni. I don't think ETC makes it out of this. Maybe? Maybe? Oh my god. Alright. I love Rock, but he doesn't deserve to walk away there. he should have been murdered immediately. Good plays, though. Still down 20s. Just make the space. Did we get the camp? Now they've picked up 20s. They are on even footing. At least as far as levels, or talents for the moment. Velocity, or Anomaly, Sharking. Gonna go ahead and look at possibly the Blaze. Shadow's like, nah, I'm gonna back up. Push off the tower. Camp's gonna get picked up. Good timing for the camp for this objective, especially into the weakened up top lane. They do just need to ensure that they clean up the lanes here. Got Zad down here. And like, trying for it. Trying not to get absolutely murdered by the rotations of Anomaly. That's true. Jaina wasn't there. There was just so much happening. I don't know who all was there. Vision coming out from Awaniba. Her owls are always on point. Mosley setting up for a potentially aggressive leap. Nope, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the bush. 5v4 down here. Does R1E take the bait? It's like, no. So they will have to answer this sooner or later. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and do that. Blaze backing off. Question is that give them force out? Oh, so there's an alt, so now they can go ahead and try and force the engage in their favor. Nurek went ahead and rotated top. So once again, merry-go-round. This camp is available for them if they so choose. They might just opt to siege bottom instead for a split second and then go get the camp. I need to turn off that Nightbot notification after the stream. Decent macro on the side of both teams, keeping the lanes cleaned up decently well, not getting ganked. 7 to 8, so it's pretty even. Blaze is staying split primarily, though. A little worried about that, but Arwini is playing safe enough that they are able to get that value. Because now that they have this push going top, that is something Anomaly will have to respond to sooner or later. I need like a ring around the rosy soundbite for this. Or no, Benny Hills. We do Benny Hills. Where is there Baz? So how's everyone doing tonight? So I feel like this is going to be at least the next minute or so of this game. All right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjust something in my UI again. Arwini picks up bottom. I'm going to go ahead and trade bot for top. Not terrible. Will they trade bot mid for top, or are they going to go for keep? So keep. All right, so let me adjust this real quick. You didn't see anything. Okay, Arwini, or Anomaly backing to respond to the siege in bot lane. They do get half a wall. I feel like Fort might have been more valuable, but here they are. They do have 2 lanes getting pushed in now. Might give Anomaly a little bit of what they need, especially with this camp oncoming. Another 30 seconds before Arwini's is available. Yeah, this game has evened out quite a bit, except for this. Like this is still there. In fact, if I'm Anomaly, maybe I just run at it and hope that they try and fight me poorly. Looks like they are going to opt for that. Unfortunately, Arwini shows top. Everyone's backing, but I don't think it's going to matter. There it is. Go, Beetle, go. That gives them a decent bit of breathing room. They got a camp push on top. And Arwini is going to be out for blood at this point. Rotation's a little bit behind. Unfortunately, healer should not be picking up soak. So they are opting to just continue to play the rotation game. Camp going to get cleared up, and they're going to go ahead and grab their own. Or, sorry, Anomaly's going to steal Arwini's camp, but they are capping. Nice root. Good follow-up. That actually is a dead cow. Mostly coming in Vacuity in a huge, terribly bad spot with that ult. That is 2 dead, probably 4 at least. Most definitely. And that, my friends, is probably the end of this game. Do they just run it down bot? Looks like they do. And that will be that. Game number 1. Most likely going to... Good effort, Zed, but as stated, game number 1 to Anomaly. Just realized that the core health is covered by my team names, so we'll try a different spot. Alrighty, relatively low damage game because most of the game was spent rotating around. But it is actually pretty stacked pretty well. That's crazy. What's our soak look like? Yeah, that tells you a big picture right there. Lots of soak advantage. All three of the top 4 are on the side of Anomaly. Does give them a pretty significant advantage. Did end up getting more kills. Obviously, that last team fight ended up giving them. There were 7 to 8, I believe, up to that point. Just that one late game team fight. You guys take a look at the talents while I see where we're going for game number 2. Yep, lots and lots of damage. Let's go ahead and back out here and wait for our teams. Let's see, who else is casting tonight? I imagine no one else will be casting beyond this one, so. Infernal Shrines. Raven X2 spectator, there I am. So yeah, this I we finished up. I was our team got casted by Pilador, and we I was in the interview with him. Popped out. I'm like, we're gonna go do an ARAM, and then I saw the lobby posted for this game. I'm like, wait, you guys got a caster? I'll do it. So abandoned my team. I feel bad, but the casting must happen. Oh, you turn my fan. It's hot in here. Cat's being adorable. Just laying on her back, just chilling. I need a cat cam. She usually lays in my kid's computer chair next to me, but apparently decided she's gonna hang out on the floor. Let's see. Is it poll or prediction? It's prediction. How do I? So there's like a prediction that exists from a previous. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, you have to. Okay. All right. Anomaly. Do like a 5-minute one. There we go. Need to. Okay, cool. Got it. Prediction start. Moose at your door. It's terrifying. I don't live in Canada, but I've heard stories that mooses are the most like terrifying, like cuddly looking style animal. It's like if if not friend, why friend shaped? Guess I can't type for shit tonight. I live in Indiana. If I ever saw a moose here, I'd be like, oh, let me tell story time. All right, on that topic. So my wife sent me a text today with a news article, and the news article was police report lion and lion cub on the loose. I, I'm like, what? And my wife knows this. I actually have this irrational fear of large cats just randomly wandering my neighborhood because grew up in Ohio, and there was an event that occurred where some lunatic decided to release his entire exotic animal um zoo, whatever. He released a ton of dangerous animals, and ever since then I've like had this like irrational fear. And so when I see this news report, I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. We think it was a hoax because only one person reported it. There was no pictures, but the police canvassed. They didn't find him, so we think it was somebody saw something that they didn't realize, or um, it was a hoax. I don't know, but it's crazy. Anyway, going back into this, looks like Arwani did opt to take map pick once again going into game number 2. So Anomaly will opt, or will get their first ban right now. Hogger ban. Decent ban for Shrines. I have been, my offlaner is of the opinion that Hogger is actually not as powerful on this map as he's made out to be. I imagine he can be, and I think it's because people that play him wrong just spin forever and eat a ton of damage. So it may just be that the Hoggers that we have played against don't play him properly on Shrines. Kerrigan ban. Gonna assume that that was targeted. Joe, another standard ban. This is the only consistent ban so far from game number 1. See if Arwani saw something that they didn't like that they want to get rid of. Noob banned by Arwani. I do think the noob was played very well. Wait. Who had the noob game number 1? I feel like that was... No, ETC was on... Yeah, so noob was put on side Anomaly, so... Stukov. Once again, picked up by Tebby. Dahaka Hanzo. Hanzo great on the map. Dahaka great on the map as well. Plenty of bushes to be a menace on. Lots of dual soaking capability. Coming in on the objective last minute. Good all around. Hanzo, one of my favorite heroes. See what he opts to do talent-wise. I have been playing him exclusively auto attack, so not as great on the map if you go that route. This map was picked by Roll1 eSports, the blue team. Vala ETC picked up by Anomaly, so they are looking to fight for sure. Jaina ban. Jaina did seem to do a decent bit for Anomaly in game number 1, so respect ban, well earned. And Diablo banned out against Rocky World. Guys, I gotta figure out, hold on, let me figure out how to tell Nightbot to shut up. We'll do that Discord announcement once every hour. How about that? All right, Malfurion Stitches. That is potentially a brutal combo. Hanzo follow up may not necessarily be enough by themselves, so we do have another pickup coming from Zad. We'll see if he does good follow up for the Gorge combo, and then Sonya Blaze. We are hyper carry Vala with a Stukov. Not sure how I feel about that one. You don't have all the same save tools, no cleanse. Not feeling that one, but it could work. Deathwing, so triple frontline. This is interesting. I don't like either healer for this, to be honest. But Malf Stitches at least combos well. ETC Stukov combos well. So really, I mean, those as far as those interactions are concerned, I mean that's kind of who executes better. I feel like Vala is probably better, like just straight up against Hanzo for what I see here, because Arwani's pretty reliant on the pick. But they don't have this. They don't have like the best follow up for it. So maybe they don't go Gorge. Maybe they just run it down with Bile. But let's go ahead and introduce the teams on the side of R1E, Roll1 Esports, Blue Team, Rock Your World on Stitches, Vacuity on Hanzo, Waniba on Malfurion, Zad on Deathwing, and Shadow Leaves on Daka. And on the side of Anomaly, Red Team, we have Moose Cannons on ETC, Tauros on Blaze, Mosley on Sonya, Harkin on Vala, Teddy Bear on Stukov. Yeah, this will be interesting. Double hyper carry with what I feel like is not the greatest healers for said hyper carries, but drag picked up on Mosley. Mosley in there with Zad. Not a whole lot of damage available just yet, though. I am adjusting my mic, so if something sounds off, please just let me know. I'm trying to sit in a more comfortable position. So we have Daka versus Sonya up here. I'm not entirely sure how that matchup works. Let's see, we are tissue regeneration, so I assume Sonya just goes where Dahaka isn't and just wins the circle. Rock stepping up, doing a lot of damage on the DCC. Actually, the roots coming out and actually getting a really nice kill. Tubby Bear getting hooked. I don't know if they have enough damage. Good healing stun by Tauros. It is letting Vala stack into infinity. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good Deathwing, so we'll see how it shakes up. He definitely does. I think he will help R1E to potentially scale well, but yeah, Vala's gonna hard outscale Hanzo, unfortunately. That's saying this is my camp. You can't push me off it, so jump off. Tauros stepping off. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think Anomaly has the sustain to be able to deal with big dragon on point. Oh yeah, Ariel with that was disgusting. I actually ran that tonight myself. That was fun. I haven't played a Vala game yet this season, so very much enjoyed it. Well, that's my thinking was the sustain. Like, yeah, there's like in a 1v1, Dahaka probably wins at least early, but neither of them are really gonna want to fight. Like, yeah, Mazda's taking damage somehow, but I'm assuming that is Let me see. Do we have any essence going into this? We have virtual. Yeah, we got quite a bit. Zoom out. Zoom all the way out, please. Game. Oh, never mind. I'm good. Zad is down armor. It's not in his favor, unfortunately. I would expect these early ones to go to Anomaly. I would expect post 10 though. Yeah. Though I mean, if they get hooks into the roots like that, that's just definitely in Anomaly's favor. Yeah, so I mean, I don't think that Anomaly has the sustain to win these objectives, and that is second kill actually. Who was our first kill? I forget. Oh right, Moose. First objective, Arcane Punisher. 2, roll 1 eSports. They are also 3/4 of a level up. They are taking early command of this game. Shadow Leech top and Blaze going bottom. We'll burn through this objective relatively quickly. Oh, do they get a jump onto the Anomaly? They get a pull, but unfortunately the root went out on the follow-up as opposed to the hook. So quite a bit of damage still able to go out onto this fort. Not quite gonna go down, I don't think, but that is ready for. Meanwhile, seven's picked up by Anomaly. Take a look at those real quick. You have hook-focused talents looking here from Rocky Road. Same build on Super. Interesting. So that is the healing build. I think it makes a little bit more sense this time, but I do also still think that having bigger puddle to help the damage output for them would be beneficial. Let's get off the news, just doing offline things. Let's see what our soak difference looks like. 400, 400 roughly. A little bit in Doc's favor. We're going to go ahead and pick up the neutral siege camp while the Anomaly rotates to mid lane. Ever so slightly behind on soak. They do need to get caught up, or they will need to play a passive game here for a few moments. So minor. This is actually pretty standard nowadays. Running triple frontline with hyper carry. It's if you played around when double support was the thing, double healer. This is kind of similar in that instead of having a large amount of healing output from your healers and giving up your macro capability, you instead pick up beefy, self-sustained frontliners who don't need to tax your healer quite as much. And they're better at macro. So 10's picked up by both teams. Anomaly's going for it. Do have to be careful to get hooked here. Still concerned about. Oh, they did pick up the Blaze. He does get grabbed. Do they have the follow-up potential, though? That's what I'm wondering. Can they actually secure this kill? It's like, no. Silence a little bit late goes out on the ETC instead. They actually end up picking up the ETC instead because he overstays just a bit. I think Blaze was out, and there might have been miscommunication there. Offlane doing offlane things. While they're going mid, pick up Soak. Ornee, are they going to push? Looks like they are going to go ahead and opt to run 2 objectives. If I was them, I would potentially look at picking this up first, but giving on objective. No, they don't even need to. They should definitely go for this. Looks like Stitches is going to do it with his big body. Do they have enough damage? Nope. Good ish. I mean, we got a mosh. Not really any follow-up on it though. We got slaps, slapping everyone away. Deathwing ult goes out. I don't think that hits anyone. So we traded 3 ults for 2. Let's see. Dragon Arrow will be available here. Dude, it looks like he's lining up for it. This might not go too hot for them. Doesn't go ahead and use the arrow. Now that was a huge arrow. Does end up picking 2. The target just barely walking away. Oh my god. Okay, Rock, just grab 2 of them, why don't you? Zad pressing R, putting out quite a bit of damage. Zone control. They are two monkeys away from the point. Is Blaze gonna go ahead and go down in the meantime to give them even an additional. Oh my god, that's 2 heroes that just walk away with 0 health. And Frozen Punisher goes to R1E. Second objective in there. Getting oh my god! Rock with the follow-up on this John Cena. Huge assist. Punisher just wailing away on the tower, on the fort. Hook goes out, does not pick anyone up. Vala dead, there's not a ton that Anomaly can really do, but since they split off Shadow Leaves, they are going to go ahead and back off. A 2v2, or 4v4 under fort, even up 13s. Both teams going to go ahead and look to stabilize, or are we going to go ahead and look to push the 13 advantage? Maybe, kind of, sort of. We're going to go ahead and pick up the cow. We're going to go ahead and eat him, bring him back to the rest of the team. Do they have enough follow-up? Go ahead and drop him on these. Oh, he missed the sleep route. That was their opportunity, unfortunately. Did we get a nice drag on the Stupov? Is that actually enough? Deathwing doesn't get mocked. Does not get CC'd out. Just try and use his, just press RC. We're going to go ahead and go and deep onto Tevi. I don't know how this works. I feel like Zad might be in a rough spot. No, he's a dragon. He don't care. Mistook out onto the Vala, just barely. Sonya getting a little bit of push going top. Push by itself mid. We are 4. Daka went top. Go ahead and deal with the Sonya. Probably a good call. We are 3v4 under bot fort. Nice root into hook into the root. Again, just not quite enough damage. Once 816s, I'm assuming we have percent damage available, but even that is kind of iffy. If we are not by. I have tried Wrath. I don't like it. I'm much more significantly easier to get value out of, and a lot more opportunity to have it as adequate follow-up or interrupt or pretty much everything. But that's just me. So we do trade bot for the top. Mid fort was gotten a while ago. A little bit of siege. They could potentially step up and grab top. They're going to go ahead and opt for keep wall instead. This is a good option with the objective mid. This is a motor ship. Any backing, this might not go well for him. Team follow-up, unfortunately, for Anomaly, because Sonya is invading. Did need to actually force that fight, unfortunately. Camp is not the way to go. 16, and we don't even get it, unfortunately. 16 is going to get picked up. R1E pretty much is going to be able to easily secure this. Unless Anomaly does some shenanigans. Vala has died one time. Alright, Dragon's here. They do have 16. Let's go ahead and clear everyone out. Moose Cannon's looking for a mosh. Hook goes out, does miss. Let's go see what we have the mosh. We have a good follow-up. Honestly, go ahead and leap onto the Juanita. Does not care, gets silenced. We're going to go ahead and take quite a bit of damage. Zad in here, just being a menace. Vala's grabbed. That's probably a dead Vala. Do we have the follow-up? We do not. ETC steps up, does get the Vala out, but unfortunately, it's probably not going to walk away. Nope, nope. Zad walks away, though. And objective. to R1E. All right, Nightbot, you're starting to make me mad. So I set half an hour. Maybe it's been a half hour. Maybe it may have been half an hour. All right. So, Mortar Punisher, not great. 16's not quite there, so maybe R1E able to take this up. They'll get top 4 for sure. The split, they get a nice hook on the follow-up into a root onto the Sonya. Does she get the chance to walk away? She does not have leap, so unfortunately able to secure the kill with piercing arrows. Is that game? Looks like they are going to make the attempt. Double stun does get a grab onto the ETC. ETC taking an absolute ton of damage. But able to walk away. Arrow attempt, good attempt by Vacuity, but not quite able to hit the mark. Harkin taking quite a bit of damage as well. Meanwhile, John Cena and most of the team just putting a ton of damage on the core, and it looks like we are going to go ahead and pick up one kill. Huge mosh, but it does not matter. Game number 2 goes to Roll on eSports. All right, update the score. We are 1-1 going into game number 3. Color me surprised. I really thought that they didn't even get to 16. That's unfortunate. So R1E was able to leverage the stronger early game fight. Being up 16 is getting all those soak. What did our soak look like? So not too bad in the offlane difference, but the kills definitely made a pretty different, significant difference. Plus the passive soak from the forts after a little while. So yeah, unfortunate for Anomaly, they were not able to hit their big spike at 16. None of the team fights kind of went really in their favor, but that does mean we go to game number 3. I'm going to run a quick 1-minute ad, get rid of pre-rolls real quick, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. Sorry if I cut off. Once again, I'm bad at the streamer thing, so if I cut off anything in the game, I apologize. But it does not look like it. Team's not ready to go yet, just yet. Anyways, hi guys, how y'all doing? Let's see. We had a prediction. Anomaly was chosen. Unfortunate that for the one person that voted that, or let's see. Was it just one? Okay. Do you get anything from that? Yeah, only one person. I'm going to go ahead and delete it because only one person did it anyway. So if one person does it and they lose, I'm not going to take their points away. Alright, we are in a lobby. Lobby is Sky Temple. Played this map tonight, did not do super well on it. Looking forward to seeing how we messed that up. But see if they can play it better than I did. Oh, good. Beautiful. I turned off auto ads. I'm not really doing this for money. I don't really care. So, but Figure if there's some downtime, we'll roll ads, see how it goes. So it's a comment made last game, multi-shot usage. Yeah, when I play Valla, multi-shot is pretty much just wave clear. I don't really use it for damage all that much unless it might help secure a kill, but hey Hoko, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna step up or stand up for a minute. Bring the mic with me. Hopefully you can still hear me. Alright, so anybody who is just tuning in, we are Nexus Gaming Series, Div C West, Roll 1 eSports versus Anomaly. Both teams have taken one map. We are in the deciding game, game number 3. I have a fan in my background. Are you guys hearing that? If so, please let me know and I will turn it off. All right, let's see which of these teams plays Abathur. That's what I'm expecting. At least I hope, because that's what I had to deal with tonight, and it made me very sad. All right, Sky Temple. See who picked this game or picked this map. R1E 3 for 3 on map picks. Worked out well for them on game number 2. We'll see what it looks like in game number 3. I imagine they play a very similar style. And so Joe Hogger for Anomaly. Kerrigan ban once again. Interesting to see a ban on Sky. I mean, here's a team fight map. You can dual soak mid bot. 2 stacker up, so I guess it's okay. And a new rack. So a couple of targeted bans by R1E. See if we go for a 3 on Stukov pick. Tychus, all right. And then Stukov taken by Waniba and Daka again. Worked out well for him last game. See if that continues to be good for them. Oh, you want to do a gamble? All right. Sure. We'll do do 5 minutes again. All right, there we go. Have at it. Okay. White Mane Jaina. All right. So Anomaly's draft is super scary. They did pick up their damage, both their damage early. Lots of macro capability. Decent sustain on a point for a period of time. Question is whether or not Arwini has the damage. Will get the damage profile in order to deal with the White Mane. Diablo ban by Arwini. And ETC response ban. It's four tanks, so we didn't have all the damage picks or damage bans like we did the first game. But our pool is getting a little thin. The question is, does Rock take Garrosh or does he take Stitches again? He takes neither of those and opts for variant. So we do have our training wheels. Zag also picked up good map vision, capable of anchoring, which does tend to be their preferred way to go. What is Zad's follow-up on the variant Stukov? That is the question. Tank offlane needed for Anomaly. Muradin Ragnaros. I've been a little iffy on Mura. I'm not sure what he does right now that makes him pickable or makes him a preference over other tanks. But again, 4 tanks banned, so I mean, you got what you got. I wrecked face with him in ARAM the other day, but and Sylvanas. Okay, so probably gonna get a mind control. Probably gonna get Maw. So we got lots of kill potential on a single target. But we do have a White Mane. So again, White Mane's really good at stopping that one engage. But that also eats a ton of mana. So it just kind of comes down to who blows up who first. But as far as the macro, Rag is going to give Dahaka a hell of a time. So we'll see how that shakes out. Yeah, when I play White Mane, my goal is to stay at near 100% mana as much as possible. I will drop all of it on a single target if they're getting focused, but other than that. But let's go ahead and introduce our teams. Blue team, R1E for the 3rd time. Rock Your World on Variant, Vacuity on Zagara, Waniba on Stukov, Zad on Sylvanas, Shadowleaf on Dahaka. And on the red team, we have Anomaly, Harkin on Tychus, Tebi, Bear on White Mane, Moose Cannons on Muradin, Tauros on Jaina, and Mosley on Ragnaros. Another minute and a half on the prediction. Went a little bit further into the game than I would have liked. So we are opting for mid for Arwini and Splitsies. Varian is not a tank until 4, so not much threat from Arwini at the moment. Vacuity will likely give Jaina a hard time down here, but they clear a little bit of the advantage for Tauros. Yeah, they definitely. It's come up and they're both just chilling in the bush. Alright. So, again, vision control in the rotation from the Zag. That's going to be big. Rock looking for just soak, looks like. And we get a camp early from R1E. Not sure what the timing is. My own team has brought up that I wait until timer, but it pushes right into next to an objective, which is probably going to get cleared anyway. So, not sure what the correct timing on this camp is, but my default, even my coach's input, is to go right before objective. Acuity might be in a little bit of trouble. Nice grenade and a ton of kill pressure for first blood for Anomaly. Get picked up, unfortunately, a little bit far out on the Zag for their team to go top. We needed to go ahead and pick up bots. That does weaken their siege that they probably were intended to go with here. Do a little before Solana shut off those, so they will probably get at least a wall. The question is, do they walk away when Anomaly rotates their entire team up here? A good bit of the team. Strag on the Merlin. Doesn't really care. And Camp gets half of a wall with damage roughly. 3/4 of a wall. Ragnaros, hello? Oh, okay. Ragnaros got caught at his wall, it looks like. Not bad. I was focusing on this. Trying to figure out my fractions. Alright, so one in favor of each team. Arwini does have their tank ready to go. Gonna go ahead and step up here and get some soak in lane while their team steps up on point. Shadow gonna go ahead and push top. Well, Zag pushes bottom. This strategy will work out well for them until 10, at which point Ragnaros will be able to clean up at least one of those lanes. Arwini getting shots off mid. Anomaly opting to go ahead and pick up top with their camp. Might just siege with it before they go into pro objective. Stuff like that is the case. Nice grab onto the Tychus, but not quite enough damage to follow up. We do in fact have puddle build coming from our Waniba. So when they get their combo, someone's dead. Maybe. I don't know. White Mane might actually be able to sustain through that, but she will not have any mana after. Good unstop onto the Murden. Engage down for 10 seconds for Arwini and before they can give it another try. That is a good trade for them. 60 seconds cooldown versus 16. Mid finished, I'm assuming, in the favor of Anomaly. Arwini gonna go ahead and back off and let Zag get some siege going bottom. Anomaly 5 stack spot top. That will give Arwini the opportunity to go ahead and siege in mid. They are almost half a level ahead. Due to that, they're gonna go ahead and trade some fort damage. Quarter of a fort, maybe. Talk about factions again. A third, but they're gonna go ahead and opt to siege with 4. Likely secures that for them. But meanwhile, Drag Forts help stop the siege mid, but Arwini's like, alright, well, we'll just go bottom. Still stack, 64. Here's all the stacking things. There you are. Rag Fort out from mid. Arwini not really going to be able to step up that. I'm going to go ahead and go for an aggressive camp. Daka Dig is available, but this is a sketchy 5v5. Dig's got to come immediately. Or Arwini just has to walk away. That works. That actually works out really well in their favor because Doc continues to push. And lanes are just looking really good for roll 1 here. Little lull in the action. Unfortunate Anomaly's not able to get a pre-10 that they desperately would need here. Arwini might step out and go for their 10 fights. So we do have Warbringer, Devouring Maw, Wailing Arrow this time. That's actually not a terrible decision into the White Mane. Instead of putting additional cooldowns into your focus target, shutting down the White Mane for your team to be able to secure the kill. Actually, this is probably not a bad idea. Camp gonna get picked up by Arwini going into the second temple phase, which is, of course, bottom. They do have a little bit of permanent pressure here, top for the time being. Pressure bottom can be answered by Anomaly, so Anomaly does have a little bit of an advantage from a, well, I say that, but the ability to tap is I would say is probably a bigger advantage as far as being able to take this team fight in their favor. Meanwhile, Daka is doing Daka things. There's that. That helps answer that a little bit, which probably just frees up Shadow to go ahead and dig in as soon as this engage happens. Everybody is killable with the Stukov. Good solid spool. Fortunately, they kind of walk up in. Zag just takes a ton of damage. We are 4v5 still. Rock gonna go ahead and try and walk away. Woos might be in a little bit of trouble. Does actually go down, but it is 2 for 1 in the favor of Anomaly. And meanwhile, there's AC camp pushing top a little bit. But objective, of course, certainly goes to Anomaly. And there is an Odin. Are they going to siege with it? Camp still pushing top, ever so slightly. Savanas opting to go mid for clear. Oni looks to be opting to potentially give this. Don't really have much time to engage on it anyway. This is the better play for sure. Sylv can go ahead and answer this, or take this. And it's 2 forts. Oh, and they rotated up and left 2. There's people down here. Rock stepping up. I'm going to go ahead and good unstop, but unfortunately it doesn't really matter. And Zad just continues to be a nuisance top lane. We are 4v4 on this camp. Arwini up 13s. This is huge for Arwini. Now white main becomes much less of an answer to their single target blow up. Arwini just full control of this map. So yeah, 140 stacks. Not much in terms of stacking for anyone really. Especially regeneration's almost there. Camp. Very easily secured by Arwini here. I imagine the objective timers start any moment here. So Lava Wave plus Rag Fort helps deal with this, or they look to keep perma pressure top. The question is, what is their decision? They're gonna go ahead and wave bottom. Rag Fort should come out here momentarily, I imagine, maybe, sort of, not. There it is. Ring going out, hitting absolutely no one. All of the buttons being pulled out by Anomaly to stop the boss. It's actually, that is quite a bit of an expenditure to deal with that. Pretty much guarantees Arwini to get a temple. And it looks like even a handful of shots maybe on top temple as well. Anomaly is on a timer at this point. They need to find something and they need to find it fast. Shadow gonna go ahead and walk away. Anomaly's shirking. They know they gotta get something, so they're gonna go after the offlaner. The question is, do they have the answer to the Dahaka self-sustain? It does not look like it. Oh, nice body block from Moy. Oh my god! Shadow, wow, how? Oh my god. And that actually hurts Anomaly tremendously, because that is a free keep for roll 1. Can't really get picked up. We are down 16, so Anomaly is not able to do a whole lot with this. They risk getting collapsed on and taking a bad talent disadvantage fight. No, R1 just needs to clean up the map. Not die. This is not a real fort, Acuity. You need to leave immediately. R1E Shark, and they have the 16 advantage. This does work out in their favor. Question is Anomaly able to disengage? It does look like it. Yeah, the full tank build. I've never run it. I've always been a proponent of speedy race car, just because if I'm taking Haka, I want to soak every lane. But I imagine there might be a preference there depending on what your laning situation is, who your laning opponent is, etc. Let's see, it's got 4,600. Definitely more than Rag. But as far as the team fights go, like Daka being tanky, I imagine gives pretty significant value to them. Like, I don't think this sustains more than what Daka has, just with all of the stuff that he has. But are we deciding? Okay, we can give a fort. We'll take top. We'll take a camp. Anomaly has to answer. They can't just give everything. Question is, do they just push, or do they run at the other two? So they're gonna back. This is why I used to hate this map tremendously, because once you're on the back foot, coming back is incredibly difficult. But get what value you can, where you can. Try and get a team fight in your favor. Now would be the time. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and eat some of the shots with Bragg. Good call. It should eat the rest of the shots. Good, very good play. I've never considered using it for that purpose. I am not a Ragnaros player. Okay, boss is up. Lanes are relatively even. Bot lane is going to push in favor of R1E sooner than later, especially if R1E comes down here and clears up the lane. I will bet that will be a 20 Odin, just because that's what a lot of people have played standard for quite a long time. Checking boss. R1E's just hanging out. R1E doesn't need to fight. Aka's top. Gonna grab minions mid. There's 20s. Now R1E can decide, hey, we want to kill you now. Nice dodge by Sad. Rock actually goes to kill the trade, the stun, or the charge for the cleanse. Avatar did come out. I didn't even realize that Avatar's out, so R1E can go ahead and look for the fight on the boss. They don't give a single damn. Good 3-man ring, though. Followed up by a, This is sketchy. No. Tychus is dead. Never mind. Not sketchy anymore. Felt sketchy at first, but 20's advantage. They didn't take a ton of boss damage, so should be fine. This is an unfortunate place for Anomaly to be, though. They're opting. See, I think, yeah, boss ends. You have to respond to it, but you also have to respond to towers. And being down 20 is like everything here is all bad for Anomaly. Wonder if Rag Fort is up. They're going to go ahead and Odin. Unfortunately, I don't know that we're going to see level 20s to know what they would have taken. This is probably game. Maybe not. Yeah, they don't need to force it. They have the objective. I made a bad core call myself today on this map, so I would have made a bad core call again if I was R1E. Question is, now with 20s, does Anomaly get a fight in their favor here? Docker digging in. Alright, Rock going super deep. Ring comes out, does actually hit Rock. 2 people in the mob. Rock goes down, unfortunately for them. Moose also taking quite a bit of damage. Percent damage from the Zagara. A ton of damage on Tychus. Tychus goes down. Lava wave coming in mid, but 1 for 1. Tychus down from... This is still in Arwini's favor, because you still got to respond to the siege. No tank, but big damage loss. So probably it's still Arwini's tower, but Anomaly's going for it. Go ahead and hop onto the Vacuity. Vacuity a little bit stuck. Silence Pool does go down. Double jump. Auto Vacuity does go ahead and manage to pick that up. Swipes go off. The last few shots will go to Anomaly. Lava Wave mid. This is where Anomaly does have the... This is silly. This is so silly. The first time I saw this, I thought it was a bug. I reported it as a bug. And then I read the talent. It's the silliest change I think I've seen in a long time. We did see level 20s. We do see Odin 20. That is hopefully going to work out for them. I have been opting for Q20 at the recommendation of my coach, and it has been working quite nicely. 40 permanent armor is really nice on a relatively tanky damage dealer as is. Anomaly going to go ahead and step back. They are Sans keeps. There's 2 objectives, so they absolutely must take a favorable fight at some point soon. Harmony going to go ahead and take every advantage they possibly can. Let's go ahead and pick up their camp. Anomaly might scout that out and go directly to it. This ends up being potentially a fight in their favor. If Arwini doesn't walk away from this, that could be a problem. Rock looking for the engagement. Once again, they don't have to force it, but they're going to go for it anyway. Pop the ult from the White Mane. Silence onto every member of Anomaly. 2 people in the maw. Lots of damage out on Varian, though. Varian just barely walking away. Moose taking a ton of percent damage. Camp does get picked up by Anomaly, so 5 for 5, but Anomaly has to take a fight. Like, if they don't take a fight, they're done. Oh yeah, for sure. Just the permanent uptime and the ability is stupid. I think the way that they changed that is what the hell? Alright. Team fight going, lots of damage out on Rag that ends up actually not going ending up in a kill. The kill going to Stukov and Varian. The Haka on point top. Now there's going to be some Bunny Hills going on while the Anomaly tries and push off the Haka. This stagger is not good for them. Kind of needs to go. Looks like Arwini's going to go ahead and make the play to go ahead and just try and end the game with their 2 damage. Does that work out for them? Jaina, Teddy back. The tornado's in the way. Put the damage out onto the court. 16, 11, 6, 4, 1, and game goes to Roll 1 eSports to win the series 2-1. Very well played by both teams. Incredibly entertaining. 5 to 10 on the kills. I can get someone in here. Send an invite to Rock, pull him in here, and we'll talk about these games. If you are just tuning in, we are wrapping up the match, Dipsy West, Roll 1 eSports versus Anomaly. This is a private channel. The question is, can he join this one? Let's see. Let's see where we are. I don't know if he can join this channel. Oh, that's right. They roll to see who's going to go and do the interview. That's right. We'll see who rolls. Who rolls for it? They're rolling. So after this interview, if you want to stick around, I'm going to go ahead and put you in a raid to one of my favorite streamers. His name is Neuro. He is a StarCraft 2 pro, or used to be. He's a Grandmaster StarCraft player. He actually plays Dota quite a bit nowadays. So if that's not your thing, I understand, but I do very much enjoy. He has a very mindset-based practice, practice-based, being mindfulness, and it's really cool. I love watching the guy. So if you're down for that, please stick around. But we will get our interview hopefully soon. Let's take a look at this last game while we're looking. You definitely see huge, like everything about this, aside from the structures, on paper looks like it goes in Anomaly's favor, but R1E just played the map really well. Looks like we are getting Zad. Take a look. I do not remember what maps we played on. Does anybody else remember? It's probably something I should write down. I think we were. Game number 1's the one I don't remember. Game 2 was Dragonshire. Do you remember that one? Let's see if I can find Zad. NGS, lobby, invite divorce, Zad, invite. There we go. We're trying. Yeah, well played, Shadow. That live top was insane. You just barely. So many times people walked away with virtually no health. That game was absolutely insane. No problem. I love casting you guys. So you can't join it because casting lobby is streamers only.
Ah, that makes sense. And I don't have casting privileges.
Good games. Well played.
They were solid. Thank you.
Very good. They very well, very much were. Remind me, what was map number 1? Because I forget.
Map 1 was Dragonshire.
Map 1 was Dragon. What was map 2 then?
Map 2 was Infernal.
Oh, right. Okay. Let's talk about Dragonshire. So you guys, I know you guys like the map pick. It looks like that map pick didn't quite go the way you wanted it to. What ended up happening there?
We
Oh,
tried to do
one
scouting. We're
second.
not. Oh,
Sorry. Apparently they can't hear
you're
you.
good.
Oh, they can hear you. Okay. You just weren't here yet.
Am I muted in NGS?
Nah.
Am I naughty? Nah. No, our scouting just led us down the wrong path where we thought different players are going to be in different roles, and so we target banned things that they just weren't going for.
Gotcha.
And I mean, when they got what they wanted, it was like they were very crisp, very like cohesive.
Yeah, they had a plan. It seemed like they went for it and worked out well. You guys rotated like crazy across the map, and like we need to play some Benny Hill theme and
catch up the whole time.
for sure. So okay, so I'm trying to think. There were a few key moments where there were some structures that were given that chat felt like um, you had value bottom. I think it was Anomaly gave up bot fort. One of you guys had bot fort bottom, and I don't remember which one, but I think that was a pretty big swing in momentum for being able to hold.
Shire we gave up bottom, and I don't think we got anything when they got it. Like that
Gotcha.
was I feel like they got tons of momentum.
Well, game number 2, you guys had a pretty commanding lead in that game. You ended it at like 14 minutes.
Yep.
I'm assuming we were looking at it and we're like, okay, so we got the triple front line on both teams. Vala probably wins, but you guys didn't let them get to 16 where Vala actually starts hurting. So
yep, that was kind of a nice asset. I think the big thing is when we just saw the triple, it was like, hey, you know what? I can probably deal with as like the Deathwing.
Right.
The other 3 to 4 heroes, and if Vala's worried about Stitches hooking her, there's a good chance that I might not get too pressured and we can maybe kind of make it work.
Yeah, he had some amazing hooks, and the follow-ups
yeah.
were... I was worried about the follow-ups. I wasn't sure that you guys actually had the damage to secure those kills, and there were several times where people walked away, but like there was one where he walks up, gorges someone, hooks someone else, brings 2 of them into your backline. You guys just demolished them. It was insane.
No, it was good, and I think just the hard thing with them is like if they hit a CC train on anybody who wasn't me, like it's it's going to be lethal, right? But
yeah,
at the same time, I'm a big body and can kind of make it hard for them to land the easy CC.
For sure. So game 3, aside from the map, I was saying, look on paper, it looks like they should have won that game. But you guys had so much control of the map and retained control that forced them to not be able to play their pick. They had the potential to win the even team fights. You just never really gave them that opportunity.
Yeah. I think the thing that worked for us is they were really, I think they kind of ran like a 4-1 and we kind of ran a 1-3-1.
Yes.
And I think we had just enough vision that like Shadow had a couple times like he got away with slivers but didn't actually die. Vacuity got away, and it's like I think the fact that we were just able to not actually be picked let us keep that pressure and momentum. And like Sky Temple's also so brutal where like if you actually get permanent structure damage,
yep,
it that and get the objective right, it really can get out of control in terms of just like, man, you can be playing close. Like looking at the damage numbers in the middle of the game, like I think each team was very competitive in how we were exchanging. I think we were just able to slightly get a little bit more building
Yeah,
stuff in between objectives.
absolutely. You guys, and then you did really well at turning every advantage into more of an advantage. You were good giving up value to get more value elsewhere. Like you
Yep.
sieging top while they're taking bot objective was pretty impactful from my point of view.
Yeah, I think it was Rock made that call, and I was like, actually, it worked out as a good trade just to because I think we converted the whole building, right, where they got a partial,
Yeah,
if that's the one I'm thinking of,
I
and
believe so.
like it
And
just
then you
hit
push
it.
top too.
Yep.
Well, like I said, very well played. 2 for 1. How are you guys looking in the standings? I know you've had a little bit of a rough start, but it looks like things
I
are
think this
starting
is a
to even out.
nice stabilization. I mean, we're still like iterating on who like our roles and kind of where we want people, so it's just nice that it's a chance to get some positive momentum and kind of see where it carries us late. But we're not the only team where you get those early season. Oh, you have an idea or an approach, and you gotta refine it as people scout it.
Yep. All right. Well, you have anything else you wanna say, or any shout outs you wanna give?
I'll shout out Kendo, old time player for our team, and just nice to make sure that he knows we're thinking about him. To you casting, I think half the allure of NGS is just knowing you can have a caster and get like a third party, perspective of the game we can rewatch. Uh, and copying Mongoose, just all of the partners of all of our players who let us play this and take care of stuff at home so we can get to play an awesome video game together.
Alrighty. Well, I said, well played. Good luck to you guys the rest of your season. I'm sure I'll try and pick up some more casts. I got out of
So
my match tonight. I got out of my interview with
good luck.
Pelador, and I'm like, hey, you guys are ready. You're playing. I'm gonna come cast you guys. So
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
no problem. Alrighty. Well, you have a great night.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for casting us again.
No problem. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Alrighty, that will be it for the evening for me. Thank you all for hanging out. If you were here from my games, hopefully that was entertaining. And then for the cast, thank you for joining us. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you off to Neuro. If you've never played or never seen him before, like I said, he even if Dota is not your thing, he is just such a really good example of positive mindsets not being toxic in games, in MOBAs and competitive games. So it's a really he's a really good example of how I feel like you should be with like teammates and whatnot. So check him out. If you like him, give him a follow, and I will see you guys over there. Have a good night.
He's getting Lotus.